We will now continue with reviewing settings for IBM Cognos for Microsoft Office add-on. First, I will select these two cells and I will color them into yellow color. Then I will go back to IBM tab and I will click on Refresh All Data. Here we have two choices. I will leave it as Refresh the Data only. I will click on Yes, and only the data will be refreshed and not the formatting. But if I click on Refresh All Data, and if I choose Refresh the Data and Report Formatting, and then if I click on Yes, then formatting of this cross tab will be restored and we will lose that yellow color. Next, we can click on this Clear All Data button. If we click here and then on Yes, then all of the data from our cross tabs and lists will be removed. And then we can send this empty file to someone, and then that other person just have to click on Refresh All Data and then to Yes, and he will get all of the data back. This button, Convert to Snapshot, will break the link between this cross tab and Cognos. So I will click here, I will click on Yes, and now this cross tab is no more updatable. For example, if I delete this data here, and then if I click on Refresh All Data and then on Yes, nothing will happen because the link is broke. But there will be still some remains of our Cognos report inside of this file, not just this data here, but also if we go here to Formulas and then to Name Manager, we will still be able to see our named ranges that were created by Cognos. So I will delete them manually. Okay, close. And if we go here to Home, we will see these three styles that were created by Cognos. So I will delete those three styles, and at the end we will only have our data. But I want to get my cross tab back, so I will delete this data too. And then I will go here to Cognos. I will choose my report. I will double click here and I will click on Finish, and again we have our cross tab. Then we will go to this second tab. I will right click on my report and I will choose View Report. And I will get my report, but I will get it in the default file format, which is in this case HTML. So I will close this and I will now change that default file format. So I will go back to Cognos. I will go here to Action menu. I will go to Properties. I will go here to Report, then to Report section, and I will change this HTML to Excel. I will click on Save and I will click on Close. I will go back to Excel, and again I will right click on my report and I will choose View Report. And this time we have a different dialog. This time we have to right click on this header. We can choose the download file, then retry, and we will get an opportunity to download our report in Excel file. But I will not do that. I will just close all of these dialogs. Next, we can right click on our report, and then we have these three options at the bottom. We have Remove Report. Remove Report is actually the same as Convert to Snapshot. Then the next option is Remove Data. That is the same as Clear All Data. And the last option is the best option, Remove Report and Data, and this will totally clear Cognos report from our Excel file. Beside this report name, we can also click on this plus, and then we will see all of the elements of our report. And we can change the view of these elements. We have these two buttons here for that. For example, if I click on this slab button, and then if I click on plus, I will be only able to see body of my page. But if I choose this other button, and then if I click on plus, and then again on plus, I will be able to see header, body, and footer. If I click here on this plus, now I can see an element of my report. In this case, that is this cross tab. And I can refresh this cross tab separately from the rest of the report. So if I right click here, I have these options that are only valid for this cross tab. So I can refresh only the data inside of this cross tab, and all other cross tabs and lists inside of this report will not be refreshed. In this case, we only have one cross tab, so it doesn't matter. But all of these commands are actually only for this cross tab, and they are similar to those commands that we have here for the whole report. Next, we can look at properties of our report. If we select our report, here below we can first see the name of our report, then when this report was last refreshed. Then we can see its version. Run means that at this time our report was executed, but if we go here to report selection, we can change from this version run, we can change, for example, to most recent. Most recent means most recent output version. So if we now refresh our data, instead of having run here, it will say most recent. We can also select some specific output version, for example, this one. We can refresh our data, we'll click yes, and then instead of most recent, we will have the exact time when this output version was created. So this time here and this time here will be the same. Then we have the system. This is just a URL of our server. Then we have the search path. I will copy this search path and then I will paste it inside of spreadsheet. And this is just the location of our report inside of Cognos. So our report is here in my folders and it has a name cross tab. Then we have status. Status is a success of our refresh. Then we have some message that will accompany this status if we had some problem. We have this burst key. Burst key is when we select the person for which we are making our report. We already show this. Next, we can select just one element inside of our report, for example, this cross tab. And for this cross tab, we have its location. So we can find in our Excel file where this cross tab is imported. Here below, we have an option search. It is currently disabled, but if we go here to this first tab, and if we select some folder, then we will have this option search. So I will click on it. Now we can search for our reports. For example, if I type here cross, because the name of my report is cross tab, if I click here on search button, my report will be found. We can search in the name of report, in description, name and description, and we have this option full text. I don't know about this option. It seems that it doesn't work, so I will just skip it. And when we are doing our search, we can search for the name of report that contains the exact string, that starts with exact string, and it can matches the exact string. So this is how we can search for our reports in side of IBM Cognos for Microsoft Office add-on.